What's happening, everybody? Gotta love the ripple effect. Don't love politics today. I'm not really going to get into politics. I might talk about it at the end. I don't know. But let's get into this real quick. Like this video, share this video, do all the things with this video. Yeah, I'll probably at the end quickly summarize my feelings just to get it out there because I blocked enough people today. I blocked them. I can't. I stopped doing politics as much for a reason. So there's that. First off, go to my Instagram at Anthony Michael Russo. If you are watching this live this week, I know OBBM, it's already the next week. But if you're watching this on your fantastic Friday, one day left, share 15 if you want to get $15 off of your Make Wellness. The link is up on Instagram at Anthony Michael Russo. Join me next week for my Double Down Speaking class, doubledownspeaking.com. It is free. It is a free workshop. It's like Toastmasters on steroids. Join me there, and we're going to have a little fun. It's an interactive, great workshop, and this is part of what today's Daily Truth is about, and then I'll get into the politics, because I know you guys want the red meat. You want a little blood in the water, so I'm going to make you wait for it till the end. But this is what I'm going to talk about, is my speaking class, especially the group that does the 8-week course, because it's so what is happening right now. It is the original intention and the point of why I do what I do with teaching, speaking, and empowering people to use their voice. I started doing the free workshops, and we're getting right into it. This is the Daily Truth, talking about the idea of a ripple effect and the impact that you can make and why it's important to me and why I think that it's something to just think about. And this is, maybe you can look at this as a sales pitch to come to a free workshop, or you can look at this as maybe a way to inspire yourself to find what your mission is and to maybe just be positive. Actually, that's it. Be positive. Instead of being a consumer of social media, be a creator of positive content. You don't have to go to my workshop in order to start spreading positive comments, positive worldviews, positive thought processes, and share your life. Sharing your life is positive because it lets people see the real side of you. So one of the things that I originally started my course with was when I found my friend Jay DePietro through Carolyn, and him and I had our one-on-one chat after the free workshop, and I just fell in love with the story that he told me and where he had come from. And I realized there's a lot of things that I can't do in this world in terms of resonating with certain people. My story resonates with some, my speaking resonates with a lot, but to actually have the ability to just reach out and touch somebody in a way where you can help change their day, change their life, do all those different things, I realized that the greater power is not in me doing everything, but empowering others to speak with a little bit of help, to use their voice. And I remember Jay going, I haven't shared this story in 20 years, and sharing it with me a lot empowered him to share who he is. And you know what's interesting is even looking at things from a perspective of the individual speaker getting out of their self-limiting beliefs, and maybe even just kind of breaking through with what they're doing in real life. Like, I'm just thinking about this now, like Jay's in a new relationship, and a great relationship that in my head, it's like, is there something being unlocked by going through this speaking class that allows people to just get through some of their blockages? And that's what some of the people that have gone through have said. But this is the true point, is this new class I'm really challenging to share their story on social media. I'm challenging them to make sure that they're putting content out. And I've seen almost all the students do their homework right away. And it's not just them doing their homework by posting on social media, because that's part of week 2. It's the fact that people are commenting. People that I don't know, people that I would have never have gotten to meet. This is the key. People that I would have never had the opportunity to reach are now, because of Donna, or because of MJ, or because of any of the people in this class, they're posting stuff. Trev, they're posting things, and people are commenting saying, I needed to hear this message today. This is the perfect message that I needed to hear. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you for sharing your story. And so my impact, and this isn't tooting my own horn, this is why I'm so passionate about what I do. they're legitimately sharing their story, and a person is then taking that story and getting an impact from it. So it is that ripple effect that's being caused by being able to talk to people that go through my Wednesday free class, to then be part of the paid class, and then to do some work, and then to go out there and realize the power of their voice, the impact they can have. And it's not about having 10,000 people view your content. It's about having that one go, I needed to hear this today. That one will become two, that two will become four, that four will become eight. And that's how it grows. And then for me, exponentially, the people that I get to empower to use their voice, inspire and motivate to use their voice, are able to push that out to the rest of the world. It is a ripple effect of positivity. So the truth is, for me, I am completely baffled and flabbergasted to be put in this spot, to be able to have a ripple effect on this planet that's starting at a very small level right now, but seeing it happen and play out in real time, seeing people share their stories because I have tasked them to do it, inspired them to do it, had them come through my course and forced them essentially to do it. And then they're doing it. And when they're doing it, it's causing people to react, therefore allowing me to have a greater ripple than I would have just had if I were just doing these videos just like this. It's awesome. It's powerful. And I'm really happy that it's happening. Like, it literally is through all the tough stuff that I go through on a daily basis that I don't always share with people. It's stuff like that that shows me that what I'm doing is has purpose, and what I'm doing is truly creating that ripple effect and leaving a lasting impact, that be the change mentality that I'm leaving on the world. With that said, I'm going to go ahead real quick talk about the meeting today with Trump and Zelensky, which, again, for OBBM, this is a week ago. And I don't know what the fallout. It would be interesting is if I can make this prediction. First off, did he handle that in the right way? I don't know. Nobody does. First off, it was new. We're not used to seeing that kind of diplomacy on a live stage in the White House. I didn't even post about it. I didn't want to post about it because, honestly, I don't know if it was the right way to handle it. And internally, in my gut, my stomach, I say, the other way is not working. Might as well lead with some balls and see what happens. And by the way, I think a lot of people that are very upset about it did not see the full 10-minute version, or I guess I don't even know that's the full version, the 10-minute longer version. They might have seen some clips on the internet, which doesn't look good if it's just like one person talking over the other. But there was Zelensky was allowed a very long time to talk. And what he did during that speech was he kind of pulled the okey doke by being in the Oval Office, knowing he was on American media, and they want more funding and they want more weapons, to which it's been very clear that this administration isn't going to play the exact same games as the previous administration. So he was trying to force the American public to take his side and be sympathetic to his side. And I get it. It's gamesmanship. But the problem was he was called on his bluff by J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. J.D. Vance was incredibly articulate in the way that he responded. Donald Trump was Donald Trump. And at the end of the day, this was very similar to when you get up in the old days when you're negotiating a car deal at a car dealership and you essentially say, no, I don't need this car today, and you walk away. And 9 times out of 10, the car dealership calls you the next day saying, you know what? We don't have that other person to buy the car. We'll go ahead and make the deal. And the thing about this isn't a peace deal for us. This is a peace deal that we're negotiating for 2 other countries that does involve our finances and could eventually involve the whole world. There's 2 different ways to handle it. There's many ways to handle it. 2 clear ways. There's been the last administration's way and this current administration way. And this current administration is doing it in a way that nobody ever has, which is essentially trying to call their bluff and negotiating this the same way you would a business deal. It's dangerous because you're playing with lives, but at the end of the day, leading through strength could be the thing that works. That's how, some of the tariff threats were the way that they were able to make things immediately switch in Colombia and different countries. There's still tariff issues going on right now that didn't fully work, that now we're imposing tariffs affecting our economy. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. Ultimately, we don't know. If I was a betting man, I would say this move 9 out of 10 times, 90% shot that this is going to end the war in the next 2 weeks and lead to at least a ceasefire to stop from the millions of soldiers on total on both sides dead. I think it's almost 2 million at this point, somewhere around there. There has to be something different done. You can judge me if you want. I liked what I saw because it was the first time there was that level of transparency in a negotiation with another country. Pretty much saying, no, you're trying to bombard the American public. You're trying to bombard the American public to make them feel a certain way. And this is the actual truth. And yeah, say thank you. Zelensky has said thank you many times to the Biden administration because he was receiving money and he was receiving military aid that equals money. This was we're trying to negotiate a deal to end the suffering in your country. Say thank you, especially from an administration that he essentially helped campaign against, Zelensky. That's my belief system. There's been a lot of people, and the thing is, I didn't even want to post about it. I didn't want to talk about it because honestly, I didn't know how I felt. But then a couple people came into my messages knowing that I'm always one to talk about politics. And there was I made a mistake on one. I didn't realize Zelensky's approval rating was that high. Granted, I bet his approval rating is that high for a multitude of reasons, one of which we forget that Zelensky made it a one-state media solution when the war broke out. So there's only one media, and it's all state-ran in Ukraine. And he's also said there will be no elections. So that is kind of a dictatorship because they're at war. So he's kind of made the longer that the war goes on, the more they can't go against him. Also, if you are a one-state media, you're able to only say the positives, and they don't get to bring up what happened in 2022 when there is a lot of intel that says that Boris Johnson squashed the ability for them to have a ceasefire and end the war and create a peace treaty in 2022, only a couple months after it started. Now there's million plus lives that have been lost, and a lot of money has gone to Ukraine. And here's the other thing that the people might like. Right now, Ukraine is a wealthy nation. Outside of the war that they're having, the actual civilians and individuals are living quite well. It's quite clean and quite taken care of in the big cities. So I would appreciate my president too if that's the way things are. We just want the war over, and as of right now, they're painted as the full-blown victim. I'm not going to get on what side is what side, but I know people from Ukraine. I know people from Russia. I know people from Poland, and there's a lot of mixed opinions. But what I can tell you is that everybody thinks that both Russia and Ukraine are very, very corrupt. There is no one true victim in this across the board. They both have their massive issues. So you don't have to be a Putin apologist, and you don't have to be a Ukraine apologist to realize in the end of the day, America is just trying to make this come to an end where we're not spending any more of our tax dollars on their proxy war and also prevent it from going to a World War III. That's it. And if you come in my comments and you tell me that I'm an idiot and you don't give me an exact reason why, and you just talk about me being brainwashed because I'm here to sit down and say, let's see what happens. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where all these government cuts goes. Let's give it a little bit of time. Let's see if this works. I have a feeling that the pain is going to come before the healing. I think that we're going to have an economic downturn because of some of this stuff, but it's necessary. That's it. God bless. Don't surrender your pets. Don't be a garbage human being. And I will catch you guys later. All right. doubledownspeaking.com.